If we paid cash for this facility, right, you could see that, we're at a 15% cash on cash return. So we have the financing inputs tab. Okay, this is where you add your financing inputs and you get to run your numbers in 5 different scenarios. Okay, so we always do a cash offer. We do some seller financing or creative deal structures right here. And then we do a bank or private lending here. But really, these 4 terms are really the same structure. It's the same exact thing, just copied 4 times. Okay, so you can run your numbers in 4 different financing structure ways, is what I'm saying. Okay, so for this offer, for this facility, we ran our numbers to where we have a 1.425, right? Cash offer. If we paid cash for this facility, right, you could see that, we're at a 15% cash on cash return. You can also see right here in yellow what you want your cash on cash return to be. If you want your cash on cash return to be 20%, then put 20%. Right? If you want it to be whatever amount of money that you want your cash on cash return, I typically run my numbers at 10%, but you can put whatever you want. Okay. And then also you can also change your net after the mortgage. If you want to actually make you net 10%, then you can put it in, or 30% or 40% after you pay the mortgage. You could just put whatever number that you wanted. Okay. But you can see when you're doing like financing terms for your offers, I mean, really, the things that you want to know is what is your purchase price? What's your down payment? What's your interest rate? What's your interest rate on the loan? Interest only loan, yes or no? You can also switch these and you could do interest only terms. Like if you wanted to do an interest only offer, you could switch it and do it that way as well too. Length of the balloon period, length of the amortized interest. All right. And then you have your startup costs, which basically comes from this little area right here, your CapEx and stuff like this. And then your loan amount, the total interest, the total paid, and the payoff time, right? 10 years. And then you have your payments, down payment, balloon payment, monthly payment, right? So you could see here, if I took owner financing one, I'd do 285,000 down, and I'd have a balloon at 1.14, and my monthly payment with $3,800. This is with interest only payments, 20% down, 40% interest, right? And if I did, a financing, this is a typical bank term right now, right? 1.425, 30% down, 8% interest, fixed interest for 10 years over 20. Right? I'd have to come up with a down payment of $427,000. All right, and have a mortgage payment of $8,300 a month. My cash on cash return would be 27%, and net after mortgage is 44%. Okay, and you can change your terms to anything that you want on anything at all, just knowing that you just have to know what is your down payment, what's your interest payment, what's the balloon, what's the amortization going to be. Once you fill all these numbers in, the sky is the limit. You can come up with a million different ways to run your numbers. And if an owner comes back and says, look, I want to make sure that I'm making, $6,000 a month. And you look at the monthly payment and say, okay, like, what do I need to do to make sure that I'm getting him $6,000 a month? If the owner is adamant that he wants $400,000 down, then you run the numbers based on getting him the number for the down payment that he wants. Okay. So this is just how we run our numbers. Okay. And I put the offers in. I mean, in the end, what we do is we create 4 different offers. And then these numbers right here flow through onto our magic letter. Right. This is the magic letter, the magic offer letter. Okay. And this is where we are basically the numbers just come right over from the input page. And then we have our offer letter and say, look, we'll pay this, or we'll do this, this, or this. You could actually make another 400 grand if you own or finance the still to us. And we show what the total interest to the owner is and what the net amount to the owner is. Okay. And so this is kind of the little table that we show. And, and of course, our little letter says, like, everything's negotiable. Give us your idea what you want. And we sent something like this over to the owner for Carrollton. And he was just like, no, I only want cash. If you want to buy this thing, that's it, cash only. And we started out with 1.2 million. And then, of course, he said, I'll only sell it if we do this much money. And he wanted more. He wanted 1.6. And we met in the middle at 1.4. And that's how it worked, right? So this isn't really the final offer, but this is the offer letter to get the wheels turning in the owner's brain of what could possibly be, or let's just get started on the negotiations. We could try to create a win-win situation. Okay. So that's how that works. So you can see here that I paid the 1.425 in cash, right? So we paid really basically what it was worth, as of then. And then now the goal is to not increase rates, but to increase the occupancy, right? Because we have a lot of availables. There's no reason to really increase the rents. Our goal is to get it occupied first and then slowly increase the rents. And so we'll take this from a $1.4 million facility to over $3 million facility just by getting it from 71 cents a square foot to 95 cents a square foot. And this is going to take probably 24 months plus in order to do this. All right, this is not something that happens overnight, okay? To get it filled up, stabilized, and then, at like 85 to 90% full, okay? So that's just the storage. Okay, that's just the storage. And you kind of have an idea of how the dill analyzer works. But I just wanted to give you an idea so you could see how easy it is to run the numbers and look at everything. And it gives you all of the valuations. This is where it gives you the NOIs, right? So, once we get it to 95 cents a square foot, then we'll make 295,000 minus the vacancy minus the expenses of 50,000 is an NOI of 219. We have no mortgage, so our NOI is just 219. Okay. I just have to share this, this number with, all my investors based on what we set up for the, for the investment. But that's how it works. But you can look at the NOI based on current. You can look at the NOI based on just getting it leased up, and then you can look at the NOI based on getting it leased up and raising the rents. Okay, and then you can run your numbers based on 5 different scenarios. Any type of 5 numbers that you want, you can run them at the same time. Okay. That is the dill analyzer. So I hope that you guys utilize that and use the magic letter and send out some offers. That is what we did exactly for the Carrollton facility. Is we just called the owner, asked him if he wanted an offer. He sent us his information over, gave us some information, and then we put all the numbers into the dill analyzer and we sent the offer over. Okay, and that's what started the whole thing.
Hey everybody, this is Stacy here. Thank you so much for watching this video. I am here to teach you how to get your foot into this industry. You're watching this video because you want to learn how to get started in self-storage investing, or maybe you own facilities and you want to be a better manager, a better owner. That is what I do, is I teach people how to do that. So please like this video and also subscribe, hit the subscribe button, because that's what YouTube wants. So in order for me to get out the word on how to get started in this industry, I really need your help. Again, I appreciate you listening to me, and I'm here to help you on this journey, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.